Imagine a high-end sports car manufacturer finally letting you look under the hood of their fastest vehicle. You can see the fluid lines, you can check the wiring, but the engine block.
Welded shut, like totally locked in a titanium box.
Exactly. And that is, well, that's exactly what NVIDIA just did with their Linux GPU drivers.
Yeah.
Okay, let's unpack this. Today's deep dive is all about NVIDIA's transition to open source Linux kernel modules for Turing, Ampere, and newer architectures.
Yeah, it's a massive shift, honestly. They released this code under a dual GPL and MIT license, which is huge for developers and, major Linux distributors like Canonical and SUS.
Red Hat too, right?
Right, Red Hat as well. It completely changes how they integrate graphics and AI workloads directly with their operating system.
So if we are looking under that hood, what are we actually seeing? And I know there are a few modules kind of, keeping the lights on.
Yeah, there are 5 main loadable kernel modules. You've got the core driver, NVIDIA.ko, which handles the GPU resources, then NVIDIA-modset.ko for display programming, and NVIDIA-DRM.ko for Linux DRM integration.
Okay, so that's the basic display and system stuff. What about memory?
Well, that's where NVIDIA-UVMD-APTKO comes in. It's the unified virtual memory. It basically acts like a smart traffic cop, making sure your CPU and GPU aren't, tripping over each other when sharing memory.
Got it. But there's a fifth one, right? The one everyone is buzzing about for AI.
Yes, NVIDIA-PureMem.koo. What's fascinating here is how it creates an express lane for data using something called GPU Direct RDMA.
Wait, break that down for me. How does that express lane actually work?
So normally, if a network card wants to send data to the GPU's memory, it has to bounce through the host CPU first. I mean, it's a massive bottleneck.
Oh, I see. So it just has to wait in line.
Exactly. But this PureMem module completely removes the CPU from the equation. The network card just writes directly to the GPU's video RAM.
Wow. So if you are doing distributed AI training across, like, huge server clusters, that has to speed things up incredibly.
Oh, it massively accelerates the entire process.
Oh, wait, but if NVIDIA's opening up these foundational communication layers, why do people still say NVIDIA's ecosystem is closed? Like, what are we not seeing in this open source code?
Well, because of where the actual brain of the GPU went. I mean, NVIDIA opened the interface, right? The glue talking to the Linux kernel. But they moved the actual decision-making to a totally separate lockdown chip.
The GSP, right? The GPU system processor.
Yeah, the GSP. They created this OS agnostic versus kernel interface layer split.
Here's where it gets really interesting. They basically ripped out the core hardware logic, things like power management, clock control, channel scheduling, and they just walled it off.
Totally walled off. The GSP is a dedicated RICV core embedded right on the GPU die, and it runs a proprietary closed-source firmware blob.
A firmware blob, so we can't see inside that at all.
Not even a little bit. And remember, the user mode components, the tools developers actually use every day, like CUDA and OpenGL, those remain entirely closed source too.
So it's kind of a brilliant Trojan horse strategy. NVIDIA gives the open source community what they've been begging for. Easier Linux integration, native debugging for Ubuntu.
Better security too, actually.
Right, better security. But at the same time, they're quietly protecting their proprietary secret sauce even tighter than before.
The isolation is remarkable, honestly. By moving that core logic to the RISC-V processor, they isolate GPU faults beautifully.
Meaning if something crashes, it doesn't take down the whole system.
Exactly. The GSP can recover individual channels without crashing the whole GPU, so they get all the goodwill of open source without sacrificing any of the performance parity of their closed source drivers.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener, whether you are managing production-ready AI data centers or just running a Linux desktop at home, though I guess this is still an alpha for GeForce users, right?
Yeah, still alpha for GeForce and workstation users, but it is production ready for data centers.
Got it. But eventually, this translates to a much more seamless, out-of-the-box experience. You're going to see far fewer driver headaches because the Linux community can finally build these components in natively.
This raises an important question, though. NVIDIA finally let us see how the kernel interface communicates with that GSP.
Right, we can finally see the wires going into the titanium box.
Precisely. Now that the open source community can monitor those specific communication lines, will this transparency eventually map the way for developers to fully reverse engineer those proprietary blobs? Could this locked titanium box be the very thing that sparks a completely community-driven GPU ecosystem?